Hey, it's BT from my friends over at I Promise, and I've done my fair share of gaming back in the day. Heck, I do my fair share of gaming now. And with gaming continuing to grow in popularity among kids and adults, pretty much guaranteed that there will be some eye issues as a result. Symptoms like blurred vision, dry eyes, headaches. That's why you need to check out Screen Shield Pro and Screen Shield Teen from I Promise. Time for you to combat all those symptoms of digital eye strain. Screen Shield Pro and Screen Shield Teen act as an internal sunblock for your eyes. They help filter out the blue light from all that time in front of your gaming device, your TV, or your phone. You spend too much time on your phone and you know it. I Promise is a local company based right here in St. Louis. All natural products formulated by optometrists. They are fantastic. I Promise has a solution for you and for your kids. And if you use the promo code BT when you place an order, you get 50% off at ipromise.com. Get rid of the dry, tired eyes with Screen Shield. Visit EYEpromise.com today.
Neither here nor there. Right now, let's go out to the Brown and Crouppen Celebrity Line. Happy to be joined by our Blues insider, Lou Korak.
Lou Ball!
Lou, what's going on with Vince Dunn, man? Can you explain this to us?
I wish I could. All we know, he's a game-time decision. That's according to Craig Berube. But I'll be honest, guys, I find it hard to believe that he's going to be in the lineup. I mean, man, he was out there for quite an extensive period working with the extra guys, which usually is a pretty good indication of a guy that's not going to play. But you know what? This is the playoffs. Anything can happen. And Craig Berube was asked, how he looked out there, and kind of sarcastically goes, really good. So whatever that means, we don't know yet, guys. But you know what? At this point, with what their blue line looks like, if he can play, even at whatever percentage he's at right now, and with whatever he's dealing with the upper body, we don't know officially what it is, but we have a pretty good idea of what it is. Any chance of getting Vince Dunn in the lineup would be really a shot in the arm right now, because both Falk and Bortuzzo have been ruled out for tonight.
Okay, Lou, so follow-up question from me. Is he healthy right now? Like, is this a situation where he's trying to get his sea legs back? He's trying to get back into shape? Because he's been practicing now with the team for a while, but if he is healthy, it seems very surprising, at least to me from the outside looking in, that he would not be a part of what is going to be probably the biggest game of the season tonight. But am I misreading this?
No, you're not misreading it. But, I mean, guys, it's anything when you're dealing with, a head injury, and we know what that refers to. If you're talking concussion symptoms here, it could change from one moment to the next.
Sure.
So, yeah, he has been skating, and, from the times that, we have been able to visibly see him out there, and I saw him out on the ice, obviously, a couple of times there in Colorado as well, leading up to games 1 and 2. But in those sessions as well, he's just been out there longer than anybody else, which, is usually that indication that he's not going to be available and not going to be able to play. And I just think it's one of those situations where you see how the guy is feeling, and that's pretty much all you can do. It's really up to the player in those situations, and that's always been the case. The coach will maybe sit back and say, "How you feeling? You feel like you're up to going?" And they'll tell you whether they can go or not. And that's always been the case. Or sometimes the coach will just sit back and let them know how they're feeling. So I think that's where we're at with Vince Dunn right now, and it's literally, I don't even want to say a day-to-day thing. It's almost like a minute-to-minute, hour-to-hour thing, just based on how you're feeling.
Speaking of head injuries, Lou, Craig Berube gave an update on Falk and Bortuzzo today. He said that both are doing okay, and he said that they could return at some point in this series. Obviously not available for tonight's game. Are you surprised that it wasn't as serious of an injury with Justin Falk or Robert Bortuzzo?
Yeah, Alex, that's just another one of those things where, it just depends on how the guy is feeling. And I think it's pretty obvious we know what those guys are dealing with. Right. They're both head injuries. I mean, one was an elbow and one was a pretty vicious shot to the chin of Justin Falk, and, so we're dealing with head injuries here. And, Craig Berube, you heard him say it, it could be a turn for the worse in a couple of days, or it could get better. It's kind of the same situation there. You just kind of wait and see, and the guys will tell you how they're feeling. But, I was actually a little bit surprised when he came out and said that, Falk was doing okay, because I'll tell you what, guys, I mean, I saw it live and you guys saw it just as well. I mean, it was that was one of those blindside things that, nobody could expect to see, and certainly not a player on the ice. You don't see that coming, and man, it's like getting hit by a freight train. And you could see that he was knocked out on the ice, and it didn't look good initially, but that is good news. So, could they use him? Sure. But, you got to watch out for the player's health here. And if there's any chance that they can come back later on in this series, depending on how far it goes, man, that could be a real big boost for these guys because they can certainly use, especially a guy like Falk who plays such big and heavy minutes.
Hey, last, I guess, health-related question that I have for you, Lou, and I don't know if we have any update on this at all, but what's the latest with David Perron? Is there any update on, timeline-wise when the Blues could potentially get him back?
No, there hasn't really been anything disclosed on that. I think we're to the point now where we would have known by now if we were talking about contact tracing or, if we were talking about a false positive. I mean, he got put on the list on Saturday, so I think we're pretty well under the understanding, without getting the official word, that it was an actual positive test. So, you're looking at a 10-day quarantine, and then anything after that, he's going to have to go through some fitness testing and basically get cleared by doctors. So if I had to put a timeline on this, you're probably looking, at 10 days at the earliest. You're probably looking at anything up to 2 weeks. So chances of seeing him in this series are remote at best. And I'm trying to give as positive an outlook on this as I can. But man, do they really miss him? Because what a great series or a great season David Perron has had, and you just have to feel bad for him because he's a hockey lifer, he's a hockey junkie, and man, you don't think he'd rather be out there right now helping his teammates, and it's got to be the worst and most helpless feeling for him. And but that's the situation that not only the Blues are dealing with, but everybody's dealing with this COVID during this hockey season, and a weird one that is.
Lou, final one from me. Are you surprised if the forward situation stays the way that it is? Because I'm not sure if Craig Berube confirmed if anybody's in or out in terms of those forwards, but are you surprised that Berube isn't going with any change of personnel with new guys?
I thought maybe there might be an outside chance that, even a guy like Klim Kostin might get in there just from a physical standpoint. But you know what? He's going to go with the guys that he feels like got him here. And it might be one of those situations where it's tough to throw a young guy into this situation. Just throw him into the fire knowing what's at stake here. But you know what? The way I look at it is just some fresh legs and maybe a hungry, young, motivated player might be the infusion that you need. But as far as any other changes, Jaden Schwartz is going to play. Took a maintenance day today, as did Marco Scandella. He'll be available to play tonight. So, but yeah, I am a little bit surprised just to get a different look out there because you're down 0-2 in the series right now. To me, at this point, Colorado's obviously got the bigger upper hand. What do you have to lose at this point? So maybe something a change of pace might tilt the tides for you in this series, but maybe to feel like, these are the horses that got us here. Let's see if they can help us turn this thing around.
Lou, the Blues are without David Perron. Vladdy looks like he's at 50% right now. Two of your starting defensemen are out in this game. It's a question as to whether or not Vince Dunn is going to be available. And you're going up against the team that was the best team in the NHL all season long this year and has the best line in the NHL. What gives you any confidence, if you have any, honestly, that the Blues can get back into this series?
So are you giving me one of these? So you're saying there's no chance?
Yeah, that's what BK does here.
I am just curious, for some reason I have in my mind that the Blues are going to find a way to win this game either tonight or on Sunday. And I'm just I'm also thinking to myself, how does that happen with the lineup that they have right now?
No, I get what you're saying, and it makes all the sense in the world. I mean, but you know what? It's one of those situations where I look at it, guys, sometimes that us against the world mentality brings out the best in the small group that you actually have. So they better win tonight because if you go down 0-3 against this team, you might as well close the curtains because I don't see a 4-game comeback against a team like that is absolutely playing at its best right now, and one that doesn't seem to feel sorry for you in the least. They're not going to have Nazem Kadri, which, is pretty obvious here. And it'll be a loss for them because now Colorado's going to have to, alter some of their lines there as well. I mean, it's going to change things up for their second, third, and fourth lines, which we obviously know they're kind of the tails to the guys that are leading, the charge here with the McKinnon line. So yeah, the Blues are going to have to, focus on those guys. But yeah, I mean, I think they can come out and, they're going to come out buzzing tonight. I mean, there's no reason not to. Let's put it that way. And you need to come out and set the tone early. I think that's what's really going to be the key for this team tonight. I mean, they've had such poor first periods in games 1 and 2. If you come out and establish yourself and set the tone in this game, just build little by little. I mean, you're starting from the bottom and working your way up. So if you can come out and at least have a good start, build some momentum, get a lead, because you haven't had a lead in this series yet. So get a lead and play with some confidence. You never know what can happen.
Lou, we're looking forward to it. People can hear the game tonight. Game number 3 between the Blues and the Avalanche tonight at 7:30. Pregame with Alex Ferrario, 8:30 puck drop with Curbs and Joey. We'll be watching for your coverage over on NHL.com. We'll be following you on Twitter at LCorak10. All the best, Lou. We'll talk with you soon, my man.
Okay, boys. Good to hear from you.
All right, you guys. So Hyundai questioned everything to create the best Tucson ever. Every single inch of the all-new Tucson has been completely reimagined, resulting in an SUV loaded with available innovations both inside and out. So from their design to their technology to its safety, every aspect of the new Tucson has been improved upon. It has such cool features, you guys, including their digital key that allows you to use your phone as a spare key. Oh gosh, that's genius. And it has an incredible design. The LED daytime running lights are stylishly hidden within the front grille, making them invisible when they're not being used. It also comes with a 10.25-inch full-touch infotainment screen that allows you to set up user profiles. My friend actually has the Tucson. She's obsessed with it. She basically said it's a lifesaver with her kids because it can fit everything she needs, but it also still looks so sleek and stylish too. Safety was really important to her. I know that, of course, obviously. And that initially drew her into the Tucson, but then she fell in love with literally everything that it has to offer, especially the ability to lock and unlock the car with her phone. So you really need to check it out if you haven't already. And maybe you've already admired some driving by you on the road like I have. You can learn more at Hyundai.com.